So folks, I don't know if you remember, but there was a guy that was in the front of the crowd when the Charlie Kirk shooting happened, and he was actually the guy that was asking him a question when this whole thing went down. And there are a lot of connections that this dude has to some pretty heinous people. So this is before Charlie got there, and then you're gonna see him asking questions to Charlie, and then the shooting happens. Okay, so almost the exact same reaction before he got there and then right when he got shot. And I've been trying to figure this out as to, is this guy somehow connected? Is he somehow involved? This doesn't make that much sense. And we're starting to get a lot more information about him. Apparently his father is an executive producer for the Jimmy Kimmel Show. That's right, the Jimmy Kimmel Show. A little bit wild, right?
Steve Kozak, the father of Hunter Kozak, has been working for Jimmy Kimmel for years. What are the chances that Hunter Kozak asks Charlie Kirk a very ironic question right before Charlie Kirk's life is taken in front of a live audience full of thousands of people? Jimmy Kimmel then gets brought into this by the media simultaneously dogpiling on him and making him the scapegoat because of his monologue, and then it turns out that one of the higher-up at Jimmy Kimmel's show is the father of the last person to speak to Charlie Kirk. Steve Kozak, the father.
Pretty shady to say the least. And here's this dude explaining his reaction to this entire thing.
I do this bit where if someone says something really uninteresting,
but
says it like it's interesting, I act shocked and surprised to them. I'm like, whoa, you're telling me this for the first time? In line, the person behind me said something really stupid, and I looked over to the person in front of me and was like, well, look at this fucking idiot. Whoa. And suddenly that's me practicing for being surprised. Look, whatever. I live a very...
Dude, you're not a good liar. Who does that? In all of my years, I have never, ever seen a person do that. Having a normal conversation with somebody and they're like, ever. You know what people do? They say, oh, that's fucking stupid. Why would you say that? Or they would give them like a smirk, like, serious? But really, like you're trying to sell people on that? Guys, before we go any further, cold weather is gonna be here before we know it. Some places it's already here. I live in Texas, so we're close. And you know what I realized the other day? If the power goes out when it's really cold, most people out there have no way to keep their family warm. Isn't that crazy? People actually freeze every year because of this. But when I heard about the Vesta off-grid space heater from our friends over at My Patriot Supply, that changes for everyone. It brings dealing with cold weather and power outages to an easier level. It's a space heater that doesn't run on electricity. It runs on something called canned heat, which is an indoor safe fuel. Every year you hear about people lighting up charcoal grills to try to stay warm. They die from carbon monoxide poisoning. No issues with that here. No, the best part of it is when you buy their winter bundle, which includes boxes of food like this, you get the Vesta thrown in with it. So just go to mypatriotsupply.com/HDC to see everything that's included. And guys, this offer is not gonna last long. So head over there now. Make sure you're prepared. So guys, this gets even weirder because apparently this guy is a part of Destiny's Unfuck America tour. And for those of you who don't know, Destiny is a guy who has said some things on the internet that he should have been arrested for. I don't know why he hasn't been. I don't know what the deal is, but they really need to look into him. And I don't know. I mean, here he is talking about literally murdering a dude on the internet. And he's still out there just kind of hanging out.
That's a guy, that's one of the people, like, legitimately, like, you have no, like, it's actually kind of scary, like, how close I was to getting people together to go down to his house and kill him and his family. Or it would have just been him and his father. Because I didn't know anything about it. Dude, that was some of the most fucked up shit in my entire life. I was so fucking close to doing it. But I was making so much money on Twitch, and I don't know if Nathan was involved in yet, but for whatever reason, I decided that the current life I had wasn't worth the risk of... Oh my god. Oh my god, I was so
this
close
is
to this
the
fucking
dude
address.
that this guy's working
I had
with?
fucking streets mapped out and fucking you have no fucking idea. That's when I first started getting an interest in, like, owning a weapon. I got a permit to own a gun and everything.
So this is the guy that the dude works for on his tour right now that was up there asking Charlie the question when he died. His father works for Jimmy Kimmel, and he asked a question about mass shootings while this whole thing happened. Not saying it's a conspiracy, I'm saying I don't believe in that big of coincidences. Maybe two things adding up makes sense, but that many things No.
Holy
Oh, could you imagine watching Nunez's eyes pop out of his fucking head? Nothing would make me happier. Oh my god, I would fucking jerk off. So I would never need to browse porn again.
Dude,
if I
it's
had a
sick.
live video feed of Nunez being killed for crimes against his fucking country. Oh my god, it would be the most arousing fucking thing I could ever imagine seeing in my entire life. I'm squeezing my hog to this. That worthless, subhuman fucking piece of shit.
Oh, this dude's
deserves to die.
subhuman.
Conservatives have been disgusting for years, which is why I don't give a fuck about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever the fuck, okay? Because they had no problem making fun of Paul Pelosi. The entire world would be better off if these people were permanently removed from these platforms. Like, there is no downside and only upside to see people like Candace Owens, Tucker.
If we were permanently removed from the world, do you guys think that you would honestly be fine in society? I mean, who's using the most welfare right now? Who uses the most social systems out there? Who begs for stuff every day instead of wanting to work for it? Is that us? I'd say it's a very small percentage of us and a fuckload of y'all. So who would pay for all of it? Who would pay all the taxes that are going to y'all if you just want, I don't know, to live off the government? I mean, isn't that why the country is shut down right now?
Our country was just rocking along, minding its own business, and our budget expired midnight Tuesday night. So the Republicans went to the Democrats and said, look, let's just extend the then current budget for 7 more weeks while we negotiate a new one. And to our surprise, the Democrats said, no, we will not vote to do that. In fact, we'll shut down government unless you agree to give us $1.5 trillion, and we'll tell you how to spend it. Well, I mean, you know, our heads snapped back. Look, I wasn't about to vote for that. My mother didn't raise a fool. And if she did, it was one of my brothers. And every Republican felt the same way.
You're saying you must do X, Y, and Z for illegal aliens, which involves money, or we're not going to reopen the government. Wouldn't that be great? Just shut our government off. Just shut it off. Does that mean we still pay taxes, by the way, if our government is shut down? If the answer is no, we don't, it's going to be a great day.
Carlson, Tim Pool, never be allowed to publicly broadcast their opinions ever again.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. The issue is right now, they don't feel like there's any fear.
If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump.
Can I just ask really quick, do you think that people like Charlie Kirk being shot is scaring us somehow, or we're being like, oh man, we got to turn down the temperature because all these liberals out there or all these elites are getting nuts? No, man, no. I believe in God. I know where I'm going. Most people who are faith-based are not scared to go out in public and voice their opinion. And if they get shot, yeah, I mean, it sucks. But what are you going to do? You're just going to live scared your whole life? So you think that we're going to be like, oh man, please turn down the temperature? What temperature is there to turn down? Our government all works together. It's all the same goal. It's power. How can we control the people more? Why do you think they're consistently coming after our Second Amendment? So I have one question. Are these people involved? Did they know about it? I mean, when you have rhetoric like that online, where you're talking about openly killing people, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know how that's allowed. I don't know how this dude hasn't been charged for some level of terroristic threat. But he should be, because this is dangerous. What do you think you're creating here? All the people who watch you, all the people who look up to you, and they hear you say some crap like this, what do you think you're putting in their brain? Do you think you're making them peaceful? Do you think you're making them, oh man, this person's conservative or whatever? Yeah, I can have a conversation with them. No, you're not.